So, hello all of you. We'll be discussing about flipped blended learning design in context of inclusive education, and we'll try to see what exactly flipped learning design means and how flipped blended learning designs can be used for uh, uh, for the purpose of education of learners with disability in an inclusive setup. Although I may be taking references of inclusive education here, but understanding of flipped learning designs basically can be used in any situation by the teacher uh, for any subject at any level. Uh, so, before we proceed and discuss about all these nitty-gritties, let us see what exactly is the scenario. Let us build the context first. So, basically, when you see the situation in Indian context, we know that learning is shifting from teacher centric and content centric education to a learner centric education system. Uh, if not practically, at least in policy and in documents. Uh, so every learner has a different learning style, and we need to understand that students need to be engaged directly in the learning activities of their choice and liking. Then only there is a better chance of learning. Uh, we all know that there is a direct relation between learning and engagement and ownership in any context and for any learner. So it is very important that overall learning has to be seen in such a way that uh, we are working towards the learner, and the learner is at the center of all the activities which we are doing. Uh, in our classrooms, we do have mixed ability learners, right? It is uh, it is one of the ways to see the heterogeneity of your classroom. So your learners are mixed ability. Your learners have different abilities, different learning styles. Their readiness is also different. Their interest is also different. And if you see it from the need-based perspective, also their needs and challenges are also different from each other. So the diversity is huge, and uh, this can be the product of the diversity which is there in the classroom also. Uh, we are not going to discuss about the diversity in detail because we have been discussing about the issue of diversity in different classes, and we know that diversity is a major push is something which gives major push towards the whole understanding of the classroom, and it gives us a lens which is very important for the teachers as well. Uh, Coming to the teachers' perspective, we know that most of the teachers we meet in Indian context, uh, they say that they're burdened, and the burden is of covering the curriculum within a stipulated time, as well as doing their other academic, more than academic, it is the administrative duties, which is within the classroom and sometimes beyond the school as well. So the question remains with the teachers, is there a smarter way to cover the curriculum? Because the curriculum requires us to do uh, cover these topics within the stipulated time. So, is there a better way when we can cover the curriculum as well as do justice with the content, context, as well as the learner, right? So, the whole idea, because time is one of the very important variables here. So, can we say that is there a way in which we can cover some of the portion in shorter duration with better quality so that we have more time available with us where we can do the activities which as teachers, we have learned in our in-service classes or pre-service education or from anywhere, and try new trends, even new trends like flipped learning classroom. Uh, Let us understand the context here also, because it is very important for us to understand that the present time has completely uh, influenced by different variables like the exposure to digital learning tools. Since last a few decades, the growth of digital tools has been exponential, and this exponential growth of digital tools has paved the way for different ways of learning and understanding things differently. uh, Maybe we'll discuss about these ideas later on somewhere, but definitely there is a huge influence of digital learning tools in the way students also learn their concept these days. And I'm sure as learners you will relate with it, because most of the times digital tools are the go-to tools for the today's generation, right? So that there is one of the very important shifts which has taken place in recent times is the shift towards outcome-based learning, the shift towards development of competency among the learners, and which is focused on the development of learning outcomes. Right. So the pedagogy also requires us to center our teaching methodologies in such a way that we are addressing those learning outcomes and cater to the outcome-based learning. And this is true for all the classes, right? So the traditional methods have also changed in recent times, and uh, definitely there is a concern of access and connectivity, and the whole discourse of digital divide is there. But that is one area which we can discuss later on. Uh, So the whole idea basically emerges from a few questions which we can ask, right? Is there any difference between instructional design when we talk about it in face-to-face mode or online mode? Is there any uh, sync between these two, or can we have both of them together with each other, or is there a combination which we can use, right? So there are other questions also that caters to that pertains to the challenges which we are facing on ground when we are talking about diversity and the challenges emerging from in those situations where we have a lot of diversity in our classrooms, right? So these questions can be very challenging. We definitely have different approaches and different models when we talk about uh, learning in inclusive setups, but UDL is one of the most I will say advocated learning design for an inclusive setup. Although it has its own challenges and flaws, but the three principles, if we mention here, are very critical: multiple modes of engagement, multiple modes of representation, and multiple modes of expression, which actually build the whole idea of UDL, which we have already discussed in our previous discussions, right? So I will not go deeper into these ideas of UDL and DI. What we will talk here after building this whole background is uh, what exactly flipped learning design is, and what is the relation of flipped learning with this inclusive education, the idea of inclusive education. Flipped learning is again an instructional design which actually combines the online as well as the offline mode of learning. So we can say that it is one of the ways in which blending can be done. And there are different ways in which blending can be done. This is one of the ways in which blending can be done. Uh, Flipped learning basically means literally turning over the whole way of learning. Uh, and this literal meaning has to be understood with examples, right? And we need to see how these things can be used in our context. So one of the ways in which blending is done, it is flipped learning, and this design can be critical for our classrooms, right? So basically, flipping means uh, turning over, and what we are turning over is our teaching methods. The traditional teaching method is basically something which actually is uh, is based on the idea that the teacher will prepare the classes, and the planning will be done by the teacher, and the teacher will prepare the content and go directly to the classroom. And this is what happens in most of the schools as well as in higher education also. And the teacher basically teaches the concepts, and after that the students go home, they get homework, and the idea of homework is to explore and expand their learning uh, in different contexts. uh, Now flipping means that there is a complete reversal. So the students will learn first. The students will learn something beforehand. Beforehand means before the content is being addressed by the teacher directly in the face-to-face mode. So home task is not given after the discussion. It is given before the discussion also, and the students are supposed to learn from this model of flipped learning. There are different videos which are available in which talk about flipped classroom in different manners, and one of the videos I have shared here, and this is taken from YouTube, and the channel's name is written here, TIE. See, if you'll see, the whole idea is that there are, if we try to understand the learning aspect, uh, we can clearly see that there are some lower order thinking skills and some higher order thinking skills, which are clearly defined in different documents, and they're used in the policy also, as well as in they're used for the purpose of assessment also by the CBSC. So if you'll understand the concept, definitely there is something which the students need to remember, something which the student needs to understand, something which the student needs to analyze and apply. And the whole idea is that we ultimately want our learners to reach to the highest level of learning, that is creativity, right? So as a teacher, we have always struggled that we need time for uh, uh, doing these activities which actually will nurture higher order thinking skills. But we do not have time for that. And that is why it is important, we need to free up the time, because majority of the times the teachers are using this time for the purpose of addressing the lower order thinking skills, that is explaining the concept, explaining the understanding part of the concept, and then doing some examples, doing numericals, etc., etc. uh, and by the time they want to reach to the idea where they can nurture students' ability to analyze and uh, evaluate, they feel that they do not have time and they have to rush the content. So basically, flipping will help in freeing this time. How? So flipping of the content is is somewhere what the teacher will do is that will take out the lower order thinking skill concepts and the lower order thinking aspect of the concept, and share it with the students beforehand through different mediums. And these are again highly curated content which the teacher will use, right? Uh, so basically, I will not be showing you the whole video here, but just to see that what are the different steps here. So the most important and interesting step here is the mind time, where the teachers actually want the parents also to be on board, so all the students to be on the board, so that uh, they understand that this is something which is important and this is how it will go. As parents, there is no resistance. As teachers, there is no resistance towards this way of learning, right? So the second thing is that the teacher will curate the resources. It can be e-resources, YouTube videos, or the teacher can make their own video and share it with the students and try to cater the lower order thinking skills. And after that, the teacher is gives some task also for the students to see the resources, well curated resources, and do those tasks after. So basically, the idea is that the conceptual part, the understanding part, is basically is now addressed through these well curated videos, and the higher order thinking part is then addressed in the classroom, and the students are given the problem solving activities. They can do different even drama, dance, uh, etc., etc., different activities which the teachers can use for nurturing higher order thinking skills, and give opportunity for expression also. Now here, what is another benefit? The benefit here is that the students with learning difficulties, students with diverse abilities, they will have access to these resources all the time, right? So these videos which you have recorded will be available for them. The curated content which you have shared will be available to them, and they can repeatedly see them or slow it down depending on their needs and their ability. And when they come to the classroom, they will have some certain basic idea about it. And then as a teacher, you will definitely will use certain assessment, formative assessment method to see how many students have learned what and how much they have learned. And with this, you will be able to gauge your classroom and your students, how much they have understood about the lower order thinking skills. And definitely you can use one or two classes for the purpose of consolidating these ideas and then move on to activities also. It depends completely on your class, your context, and your learners, right? And after that, you can assign them again some home task for expansion of the content as well, right? So basically, if you'll see, there's a lot of scope of individual learning before the classroom, where you are customizing it also depending on the learners, because curated content can be customized for different learners, and we do have a lot of AI tools which can customize our classroom content, and then this can be shared with the students. Uh, it also can be, you can see that when we are coming into the classroom, we can have more group-based activities, more collaborative activities, more activities where this buddy system can be more effectively used, right? Where you can give more scope for all the student or majority of the students to express themselves and share their ideas, right? So these are two basic, very basic ideas which I have shared here to tell you that how useful flipped learning can be. So this advanced learning, which the students do and come to the classroom. Some of the teachers may say that majority of the students will not do it, but then we will have to trust our students and give them opportunity to take ownership of their learning also, right? And ultimately the teacher then only can get the scope of doing collaborative activities, problem solving activities, games, etc., which can be crucial uh, for the higher development of higher order thinking skills, as well as addressing diversity in the classroom also. Because this time will help the teacher to individually move to the classroom and talk to the students and see what their individual problems are, right? So the dialogue will also increase, the communication will also be better in such situations. So the teacher can also use different blending techniques, and the teacher can blend it differently, right? Uh, what I will encourage you is to see more videos on flipped learning design and see how flipped learning is being used in your subject also. So after this, we'll have some discussion on subject-based flipped learning designs and your issues and challenges which you have faced if when you have designed flipped learning. So thank you all of you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.